certain beats of these seasons where you've been watching the same movie for 8 years where it's like, have you not learned anything?
It's
Have-
like, I'll
have
tell
you
you why
not-
it matters, because it translates when the games matter most.
Have you not learned anything? Like, it's like, how do you just keep doing and saying the same things?
What's the big deal, really?
I don't
love that
know.
you're just
I
like-
don't know.
I just don't
You
understand.
sound so much like a parent scolding a teen who keeps
he-
breaking curfew.
But it's just over and over every year. These like they're a good team, and I get excited, and then they go in these lulls and they say dumb things, and they're super hateable, and then they're super likable. It's taken years off my life. It is.
I know.
But
I
it's
know.
almost as if Leaf fans look at individual players on this team and they just have their own thoughts and rules, and they just have their own buckets for each player. And for Mitch, it's like you got to be good all the time. You got no wiggle room. For Willie, it's that's just Willie being Willie, right? That's just
no, that's not right.
no.
No way.
He
Willie is.
listen.
He has been. There has
No,
been a
no,
certain
no,
fact.
no.
It's politics.
Listen,
There's left
if-
and right. The
if-
right side of Leafs fandom have been
listen,
hammering
you know
Willie his
how
whole
I
career.
feel, and I'm going to say it, even though you guys are going to roll your eyes.
Yeah. We're about to.
If this was Mitch Marner like this, buddy, they push him to the end of the cliff.
Yep.
But you don't think
Willie,
he's taking that?
Willie's just being Willie. And you said tongue in cheek he'll disappear for 12 games, and we laughed.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a serious comment. We laughed. But you say that about Austin. Even Austin
Right,
would have
but
more
Willie,
heat on
Willie's
him.
camp doesn't want to be Austin Matthews. They don't want to make as much as Austin Matthews. They don't want
What do
to
you-
be
what
the
do you
captain and
come
be
on,
the league
come
leader.
on. He's
They
at
don't.
11 and a half. Don't tell me he doesn't
But
want.
this is the difference. You get
11
perceived
and
differently
a
where you don't
half.
grind the hometown team for every nickel. People cut you a little slack when you cut them some slack. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from nowhere.
Willie didn't cut them some slack. He's making 11 and a half sheets. It's up there with Pasternak and all the best wingers in the league.
He's
He
paid what he
cut them
should
no
be paid.
slack.
He's paid what he should be paid. It also doesn't go down to the wire. He also doesn't get
You're telling
ups-
me you see that
It's
effort?
all perception.
You see that effort for the last 3 or 4 weeks out of him, and he's getting paid what he should be getting paid?
No, I'm telling you that people kill him for the effort. We're on this show killing him. I'm saying he's playing
Today
in
we are.
flip-flops.
Today we are, but we're not killing him about his play. We're killing him about his comment.
People also believe that Willie will be there when it matters. They think it'll come, even though Willie kind of goes ho-hum.
None of them-
And like Sammy said, they've been thinking that for 8 years.
Yeah.
None of them have been good.
No, and that's, I don't.
That's
this
the
to
thing.
me-
It's like everyone has these
Who cares
perceptions.
about the perception? I'm talking about being the coach and winning playoff games. Who cares what the fans think of Mitch Marner or William Nylander? How are they coming out here as athletes and saying whatever? And the coach is saying, they got the bounces, we didn't.
Our power play is 23% in the last 10 games. So.
The worst in the league
but
over the past
you
calendar
are now
year.
in your prime. You've been around for 7, 8 years. You're supposed to be maturing. You're supposed to be more of a leader. The needle's supposed to move. It's not supposed to stay the same every year.
I agree.
And then just hope that this is the playoffs, that it's all gonna come together.
I agree.
Totally
That's
agree.
exactly the point I'm making. That we're on the exact same page.
Okay.
That
So
both kids,
Well, we don't-
whichever you think of the...
we don't like the page, and we don't like the road, and we don't like where it's heading.
No, it's not great. So it's, I do believe that there is a great team here, which is, it's like like a really smart kid in school who doesn't show up or, at the smoke pit instead of class. It's like we
hacking darts.
Yeah. It's like we have expectations because we think you can do it. We believe in you. And
I don't think.
you just got to believe in yourself.
Like the way they were playing earlier in the year defensively, and like their metrics were great, and the goaltending was unbelievable. And I was like, you know what? Doing the classic Leaf fan thing, being like, this feels different.
But it looked different
And
then.
it looked
They
different.
were, like I said, fifth in the league over 20
that's-
games and high danger chances.
That's totally slipped, and it just looks a lot like a worse version of it's looked in the last few years over the past, even in the games they won. Like the games they snuck by the Islanders there, in that
Philly.
five game winning streak, they snuck by everyone. They got results, so you can't complain about wins, but like they were sneaking by some crappy teams, and then they play 3 decent teams in a row, and it doesn't look great. So some warning signs. I'm not totally panicking, but it's just all the
They
same
have a good
things.
roster. They're gonna win games. You know, it's
Did you like Berubie's comment on being booed off the ice? You want to play
Hated
that?
it. Yeah, let's play that too. Hated it. Clip
You
4.
understand the fans' frustration when they kind of boo you off the ice a little bit there?
It's everywhere. They do it in every rink, don't they? I mean, it's part of the game. You know, they pay good money and they come to see hockey. They want to see us win. So that's the way it goes.
You do it in Winnipeg?
What
do it in
would you,
Vegas?
what would you have liked him to have said?
That we need, that people pay good money. They come here. We need to be better on home ice. I understand. That's it. Done.
Yeah. I think he's
sure.
Like if still you're driving on the Gardner or trying to get on the Gardner, it takes 48 minutes to get on the Gardner from a foot away at Scotiabank Arena, and you're listening to the post-game comments after you watch that, after paying $500 for a lower bowl ticket. It's like, all teams get booed. How do you feel, Kipper, if you're a fan?
Yeah,
Probably pretty bad, to be honest with you.
things have changed for Leaf fans too, because I think for the last few years it's like, they've got this certain thought of 82 games, and whether they're first in the division or second or third, it's almost as if, right, it just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter.
I agree with that there's like a regular season malaise here where it's like everyone tells us only playoffs matter. So sorry we couldn't get up for 82. I get that if it doesn't matter until playoffs this year. But it doesn't.
It's only been 3 games.
I think
Please stop.
the fans are also sophisticated enough to say, if you got 60 or 70 points during the regular season off of Buffalo and Philly, and it's like, we don't care. We don't care. But we do care a little bit more when there's certain measuring stick games. And, come on, super impressed. How long ago was it when Joseph Wall went into Dallas and, stoned
Bailed
them
them
and bailed them out, and they found a way to win, and Dallas is a good team. And, yeah, we can get excited about that.
Yes.
And we can get excited about Stolar standing on his head against New Jersey, who's a really good team, and us grinding away to a win, right? And then last night, I don't know, they kind of saw it as 2 bad games, a good team coming in, and there'll be another one tomorrow night against Jersey. And I think Leaf fans pay a lot more attention to losses against good teams than wins against mediocre teams or bad teams.
Yeah, you've said it yourself. There's not many teams in the league that you would consider measuring sticks, right?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to find measuring stick games now.
So
they're far and few. And 3 Saturdays ago against Boston, like Matthews' first game back, and he looked like the 70-goal stud that we've seen in the past. And you're like, that one could excite people.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like they got to Kip.
Who did?
I don't know. The brass? Shanahan called him? What's going on right now?
I don't know.
I just
they're
can't remember in
better
all our
than
years
this.
together.
They're
I
better than
can't
this.
remember you taking them off the hook like this.
I'm not.
Like, yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't like
You
Willie's
tired?
effort.
I'm
but-
sure Willie.
but
I'm
I
sure the
just-
Washington
I-
Capitals are getting
I-
booed
Maybe
off
I'm
the ice every
overreacting.
night.
Now I feel like I'm overreacting.
I don't know if I was really expecting Willie to change much, right?
Again, with the Marner thing, it's like I don't expect Willie to change, and that's like more like I've given up on him. Where it's like it's there for Mitch. There's so much there for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. You want to get to
I'm
another
sad.
clip, or you want to?
I'm sad.
Don't be sad.
Well, no, it's
Sammy.
just-
Don't be sad.
I didn't think it was the same old Leafs, and it's the same old Leafs. Like when you go into the season, right, where there's been how many straight off seasons where it's been rumored that a big time
They got a new
shakeup.
coach.
Hold on, a big time shakeup is coming to the core, and like this is the year that something gets shaken up, and they stick with Dubas and Keefe for probably 2 seasons too long. Then they finally make the change, and they bring in Treliving, but they stick with Keefe. And they're like, finally, they're bringing in the new coach. This is the big change. We're not trading any stars. We're not trading anybody from the roster of that matters. It's like,
Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin to Los Angeles Kings, possible deal with Toronto Maple Leafs. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. Stay tuned for updates to see if these trades come to fruition and how they might shape the future of Toronto and Los Angeles this season. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmonds, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmonds' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. The Kings' situation is complex, as they are in the midst of a transitional period. Their aging roster, which includes a core group that led them to several successful playoff campaigns in the past, has seen some struggles in recent seasons. While there's a clear need for defensive help, Los Angeles may also want to improve their offensive consistency in order to make a deep playoff push. The combination of Beauchemin's defensive reliability and Versteeg's offensive upside could help the Kings balance their lineup. From the Leafs' perspective, this potential deal is about retooling for the future. The team is in a position to compete, but they also need to solidify certain areas on the ice. Adding a player like Wayne Simmonds could provide the grit and scoring touch that the team has been missing. Furthermore, acquiring a mid-range draft pick could help with future team-building efforts, as Toronto looks to remain competitive while still developing young talent. The inclusion of Kaberle in the trade package could be a strategic move for both teams. The veteran defenseman, who has been with the Leafs for a long time, has seen his role diminished in recent seasons. However, his experience and offensive abilities could be a valuable asset for Los Angeles, who could use a steady presence on the blue line to help their younger players develop. The talk surrounding Brayden Schenn's potential involvement in the deal adds an intriguing layer to the negotiations. Schenn, a versatile forward, has shown flashes of brilliance but has been inconsistent at times. If the Leafs are able to land him, it could be a great opportunity for both the player and the team to find success together. Schenn's physicality, two-way game, and leadership could be exactly what the Leafs need to bolster their forward group. While the trade market can be volatile and unpredictable, these rumors suggest that both the Kings and Leafs are preparing for significant changes. For Toronto, this could mark the beginning of a new era, with a focus on adding more experience and depth. For Los Angeles, the trade could be a chance to retool and address some of the weaknesses in their lineup, while still competing for a playoff spot this season. Of course, as with any trade rumors, it's important to remember that these discussions are fluid and can evolve quickly. There are many moving parts in these types of negotiations, and both teams will likely have to weigh their options carefully before making any final decisions. It's also possible that other teams could enter the fray, further complicating the situation. In the coming days, fans of both teams will be watching closely to see if any concrete moves are made. The NHL trade deadline is fast approaching, and teams are scrambling to position themselves for a successful postseason. Whether this rumored deal materializes or not, the possibility of a major trade between the Leafs and Kings will certainly keep fans on edge as the season continues to unfold. The trade talks involving Versteeg, Boschman, and potentially Simmons or Shen highlight the delicate balance that NHL teams must strike between immediate success and long-term growth. Both the Leafs and Kings are trying to find that balance, and this rumored deal could ultimately serve as a